guys, it's Al or at Lilstarnerd on Instagram. Today I'm filming a sketchbook tour. I started the sketchbook in June of 2018, finished it in December of 2019, so it took about a year and a half, which is pretty long for me. The sketchbook is over 90 pages. It's a Shinola Detroit. This is probably the sketchbook that I'm most proud of that I've ever done. That being said, it was also the bane of my existence. It took me a really long time, so it's gonna be a long video. We got a lot of pages to flip through, so settle down, get ready, grab a snack. This is gonna take a while. I hope you guys enjoy. So in this sketchbook, one thing that I really wanted to work on was doing like full spreads of things that I was proud of and I could show fully on Instagram instead of like little bits of pictures. So this is one of the first spreads in the sketchbook that I think fully encapsulates that. So I do a lot of like marker. I had a lot of like acrylic pen, things taped in. Just none of it makes sense together, but I liked the way like the colors looked and stuff like that. I just wanted to completely fill the spread, and that's something that I still try to do, but I think this sketchbook is where I've done that best. This is also a time when I was really working on more stylized like cartoon stuff, just simple sketches. I rely really heavily on references. It's still something I'm working on, but I was working a lot on my original characters in this book, a lot of like these doodles. So you'll see a lot of just really terrible doodles that just look really, really bad. And then there's some good ones that I like this, which probably aren't that good to anyone else, but you know. This spread is probably one of my favorites. I just like all the different elements. I have a washi tape background. I have like sticker paper with marker done on top. The figures themselves aren't that good, but I think like looking at it as a whole, it looks nice. I like this Polaroid of my old roommate's cat. This page was done, I was doing a thing where I had people send me page prompts on Instagram. So this is by this person. And their prompt was Van Gogh and sad, and so I have like a book of like Van Gogh stuff, and so I looked up one of his self-portraits and I tried to recreate his style with like the little lines and all the different colors with acrylic paint. I don't think it looks a lot like his art, but I had a lot of fun doing it. And then obviously you can see how original I am and how creative I am because I just wrote sad. And that fulfilled the prompt, I guess. And then here, this page absolutely ruined. This page, I don't know if the camera really picks it up, but this is super textured and lumpy and like wrinkly, and there's all these little like creases and stuff in the page because I had this really fun idea of, I think this might be prompt two, yeah, autumn with orange. I had this really fun idea of doing a page fully, it was autumn at the time, of autumn leaves, like really colorful leaves, but where I lived, there were no actual colorful leaves on the ground. It was all like these gross, ugly ones, and I went out and bought Mod Podge, and I was so excited to like Mod Podge the whole page, and then it didn't like work. I don't know why I thought it would work, but the leaves were like way too stiff, and so they kept like coming off the page, so then I had to tape it down, but then all the tape and all the glue like ruined the paper because the paper is so thin, so on this side it's ruined and on this side it's ruined, and then I had this page that I actually really liked, and then all the stuff on it like ruined it's a mess. I like the idea theoretically, but it did not pan out well, and it's still really sad to me.
It's raining. It just started raining.
Here's a spread that I actually really like, even though it's super, super simple. This is just a list of my art goals, which is now like a tradition. It's only been 2 years, but every New Year's I give myself a list of art goals and I make a little page dedicated to it, and I just think this one's really cute and pretty. And then this is done in ballpoint pen, and I think it was artmodeltips.com. I just got like nude models and drew them, went straight in with pen, and that's something that can be really intimidating and scary, but really good practice, and I had a lot of fun doing it. They don't look fully anatomically correct, but it was a lot of fun, and I feel like doing this kind of stuff is really good practice. Here's a spread I like just because it's different and it had a lot of experimentation in terms of media. So here is like a full, like this is just a magazine page that I try out because I'm a basic bitch and I like Van Gogh. So I added on top one of his like famous quotes. And I don't know, I just like Van Gogh, obviously, and it was like the perfect size, so I just taped it in because it took up a whole page and I wanted to finish this sketchbook quick. And then for Christmas I got a bunch of gouache, so I pulled out this like I was going through for a while and like cutting out a lot of things from magazines, and I really like just like the color of this. I obviously did not replicate it well, but I feel like for my first time ever using gouache I did okay. And I kept it in next to it because I just like the idea of like the comparison of like the study having your original photo next to it. I think it just like looks kind of cool. And then here's the little painting. It's kind of, the colored pencil is kind of like rubbed off in weird places and kind of messed it up a little bit, but that's fine. It's a like marker with, I got like pearlescent paint and I didn't really know what to do with it, and so I like did these little tear tracks, and you know, that's fun. These are marker challenges that I did with my sister. We each picked out markers for each other and had to do drawings based off the markers that we picked out for each other. This is 3 markers, this is 2, and this is 1. I actually really like this one. These 2 I think are disgusting. And this is a draw this in your style from a while ago from God's Dog, who I just loved this concept and I thought it was like really, really pretty. This is where we get into the 100 heads challenge, so the next 10 spreads are dedicated to all the different heads. You can see as I do different mediums, I like some more than others, and I'm better at some more than others. Some of them are just bad. Some portraits I just absolutely failed on, and then some I think are good. I really like this spread specifically. I really like doing like working in pen, especially this specific pen, which I'm trying not to use because I can't find it. Like, it was a pen that I found off the ground somewhere and I don't know what kind of pen it is. It's not an art pen, it's just a regular fountain pen, and I can't find another place to like buy it, and so I'm really scared of running out of the ink in that pen. It works so well for art. I love the way it looks. I love the lines. I don't know, it's such a pretty pen. So I really like the way this spread turned out. So this is a good example of where I failed. I was using other fountain pens, but the way they flowed was like not conducive for doing art. They weren't good for drawing at all. And you can see like this whole, honestly all of them are bad, but especially this like page, the proportions are really off. Like I messed up on the chin here, the mouth looks wonky, that whole face is just unfortunate. And yeah. So this one was a good example of where I was kind of just not feeling it, wasn't doing as well. But you know, practice, you still gotta practice. You still gotta be proud of what you're not proud of. That was stupid. And this is the last day, and as you can see, I didn't actually finish. I was so burnt out at this point. I was literally spending hours every day in school, like while I was drawing some of these literally in class, because I would just get so behind and it was so exhausting. I think I could do it now better now that I'm not in school, but I just gave up. I did 5 heads. So I was 5 short. But I'm still proud. I had a lot of fun doing it, and I would definitely suggest other people do it. Or, you know, I would do it again one day for sure. This is an exercise I did with my little sister where she drew all these like little shapes for me, and then I had to make like characters or things out of them, and it's something that I've done a few other times since then. I really enjoy doing it. It's really good for when you're like in a terrible art slump and you have no idea what to draw. You're like, nothing is motivating or inspiring, nothing's coming out right. This is just like a really fun way to just like make yourself think creatively. And I've done it a few times since, and you'll see I think at least one more of this exercise in the sketchbook. This is one of the first like illustrations I did, like kind of a full drawing. It is based off a photo, so I am not gonna like take full credit of it. It's like pretty much basically completely based off a photo. I think I changed like the face, and obviously like some of the colors and stuff. I had so much fun working on it. I'm so proud of the way it turned out. Like, I'm so proud of it. It's still one of my favorite things I've ever done. I think the face is like, at this time I was getting kind of into like Chris Hong and Norman Rockwell, and so I was kind of trying to take some of those like the rosy cheeks and like the facial structure and stuff, and I was kind of implementing that more into my drawings, which I still kind of try to. I just think it's like really satisfying and like pretty the way Norman Rockwell does his faces. I would love to get back into doing kind of these full illustrations. I don't do it often because I am bad at getting out of my comfort zone. And then this is around the time that I moved to, actually, yeah, this must have been like the exact time that I moved from Virginia to Florida. And Florida has so many weird animals and so many beautiful birds. Like, the birds in Florida are insane. Like, in Virginia we have cool birds and everything, but they're all like super like small like baby birds. The birds in Florida are freaking huge, and half of them look like dinosaurs, I swear. So once I moved to Florida, I became like obsessed with birds. I'm still like super obsessed with birds, and so I was getting really inspired to start drawing birds more. And I wanted to do like this postcard series of like birds in Florida, but I went back to school, like never got around to it. But I would still like to do that. I love the birds here. I found out about black buzzards the other day. Insane. They're insane. They look like freaking the doctors with those like weird masks. I love birds. I love Florida birds. But yeah, so here is I got the Winsor & Newton watercolor like travel set. So I was testing that watercolor set out, and like watercolor paper that I had gotten with it. So I did a Nico Bar pigeon. This isn't actually, I don't think this is native to Florida, but we went to Disney and I saw those and took a bunch of pictures. I thought they were so pretty. Here is another bird. This is obviously, it's an egret. Of course, this is in Florida. But I see these are like in my neighborhood everywhere, and they're just so dumb. Like, the birds here are so dumb looking. So I did this at the same time as this, which is like kind of why I was going to do like the postcard idea of doing like a bunch of different birds. But the background is not as good. There were like a lot of reeds, and I was worried about the bird more than the background. But I do really like the way that turned out. And then these are exercises I did with my little sister. I think she did this one, and then I drew on top of it. We were just doing like the salt with watercolor thing. I think I was still just like testing out this watercolor paper I'd gotten and doing like studies and stuff. This is a little character, Watermelon Baby, that I think my sister came up with. Okay, that my sister came up with, that we were like working on together. Like we were working on like some drawing thing together. And she drew, it must have been one of the shape things where you make a shape and then you draw it. So I think I just drew it. Okay, she claims she just drew it. She came up with this idea of like the watermelon baby in this like jersey and stuff, and he was so freaking cute, so I drew him again, and he's so cute. Look at him, freaking adorable. This is a commission. I commissioned my friend. I will have all their info up. Anyone who like is art from other stuff, I will have their info up. Please check everyone out. I commissioned my original character, Sad Boy, and I'm freaking obsessed with this commission. They went off. Like they did not have to go that hard, but they did, and I appreciate it. This is Sad Boy again. These are original characters. Here's another, this wasn't a commission. I ordered a sticker and it never showed up. So I was like, can you just like doodle me something? And my friend was like, yeah. And then they gave me, again, went so much harder than they had to. They did not have to do this much. Like, I don't deserve my friends. It's ridiculous. These are when I got Arteza markers for, this is the first time I got Arteza markers, and I was just kind of doodling with them to figure out like how they work and stuff. So a few portraits with those. So around this time, actually maybe even before this. So around this time, I started really just giving up on the sketchbook. I had like too much left. I would do a page and it felt like I had 2 more pages to do. Like I literally just could not like finish this sketchbook, and it was driving me insane. So you can see where I'm just like giving up and just like doing bare minimum. Like on this page where it's literally just an entire page of doodled leaves. Like literally the smallest amount of effort I possibly could have put in. A lot of pen doodles. Literally no effort here. Just none at all. So these are some Norman Rockwell studies that I did. I got like at a used bookstore, I got like a couple Norman Rockwell books. And I already said this, but I love Norman Rockwell. And I want to draw like him. So I was doing some studies. They definitely look like I did a study of Norman Rockwell, you know what I mean? But I feel like I learned a lot about like the way he, even just in these three studies that I did, I feel like I learned, especially this is gonna be so specific, but like this specific area in his profiles, even not in his profiles, I love the way he does that specifically, and I feel like I did learn a little bit about like how to construct faces. So that is this sketchbook complete. Thank you guys for being patient while I procrastinated for over 2 months on filming this. I'm pretty proud of the sketchbook, except for about 3/4 of the way through, and then it just gets sad. But thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Check out my Instagram, check out all the other people that I've linked in this video, and go do some art, I guess. Is that a good ending? Yeah. Go do some art, guys. Bye.